What's up, guys? Welcome back to my channel. I hope you all are doing as well as you can be. Today we are going to be reacting to the album The Answer by Dead Air Divine. Now, guys, I'm not going to lie. I'm a little apprehensive for this one. Dance Gavin Dance's old lead singer is the current singer for this band, and as far as I'm aware, the guitarist is Born of Osiris's ex-guitarist. I believe he left last year. Both bands, I'm not the biggest fan of. Tilian's voice, I think, is great. The last album he put out with Dance Gavin Dance is my personal favorite of theirs. I think he's got an ear for melody that's rivaled by almost no other person. Lee McKinney, though, the guitarist for Born of Osiris, I feel he's pretty hit or miss in terms of his riffs. Sometimes they're really cool. I believe their 2022 record, Angel or Alien or something it was called. I liked a lot of the guitars on that one, even though sometimes they were samey. There were enough standout tracks for me, but their most recent record, major disappointment to me. Almost every single song except for the first two singles that had come out, Desolate and A Mind Short Circuiting, everything else was the same. It was one of my most disappointing records of the year. So I'm hoping that these two people can, come up with a product that's greater than the sum of their respective parts, but I'm going to try to go into it with an open mind, but let's just say I'm not expecting, high art here. But without further ado, I think that's enough chit chat. Let's listen to some good fucking music. Okay, not a bad riff to start out with. Almost reminds me of like a video game soundtrack. There's that voice. I really don't like how the guitar sounds. It could be beefier. It's fine when it's doing the riffage, but when it goes to the lows, they could bass boost it a little bit. That's one of my biggest things with like heavier metal, is like when you're gonna down tune, you gotta really down tune. Not crazy about this section. Weird harmony. They did a really good job mixing his voice, though. Usually Tilian's voice sticks out in the mix like a sore thumb, but it fits here. I like this chorus. I wish you went a little higher for it. Pretty harmonies. Weird way to end the song, though. I don't know. Maybe it's just my headphones, but something about the guitar tone doesn't sound right. It sounds almost like a VST instead of an actual guitar. This is the only single I have heard, though. I mean, even with the solo stuff, it's so hard to hear Tilian outside of a Dance Gavin Dance context. It doesn't fit. Don't remember this being here. Good solo. Meh. Okay. Oh, wow, what a note. That's gotta be one of his highest.
Chasing after new bucket. Make me
Are those screams Killian or Lee? Okay. I like this solo a lot. Very tasteful. Not crazy about the chorus. Fine enough riff. Still not super crazy about it, but definitely my favorite so far. Ooh, I like. Ooh, that drumming.
Maybe we should cancel all our dinner plans. Maybe I'll just sit at home and think about it all. Another night alone, I hope you understand. Another meeting with the demons I've neglected for too long. Just wanna feel like I belong. Now I can't remember any songs but the ones that I got wrong. All the ones I got wrong. They were shrouded in reservations wrong. But I know they'll get better till they can ignore us. Blind in the light of the sun.
Okay. I fuck with it.
I'll let you know when I'm done. Falling like a stone, falling off my throne. Headed to the moon. Borrowing my bones, losing control. Headed to the moon.
I really fuck with that riff. Whoa. That like plucky little synth line in the background is really nice.
Didn't wanna be the one without a plan. Give it time and maybe you will understand. Need to find a way to give in to the man. Till they can ignore us. Blind in the light of the sun. Unrecorded.
Scratch that. This one's my favorite so far.
I'll let you know when I'm done. Falling like a stone, falling off my throne. Headed to the moon. Borrowing my bones, losing control. Headed to the
Very solo heavy album so far. That was a little cheeky. back to this. Banger. I actually like that one. Alright, this one's going to be a lot more upbeat. Very major sounding riff. I really need new headphones, man. Everything sounds so muddy. And I don't want to fault them if it's not their fault, but also, it's not like I've had this problem on every other record I've listened to with them before either. Raycon, if you ever want to sponsor me. I wish he went the more pop route with his vocals on this record, like he did for Dance Gavin Dance. This is very like Rocky in terms of melody. Another solo. Ooh, pretty. Interesting way to end the track. It was fun. I could be wrong, but I think this is the other single.
Don't know how to love you when I'm just a drug who's somebody to run to. When you lose someone new, will I be enough to make you whole in virtue? Or have I begun to take some pieces from you? Will I be there when you're ready? You hit the mark when you're petty, but I don't got nobody else to trust. Sweep my legs.
Yeah, this is the second single. They marketed this one pretty heavily. Wasn't crazy about it.
Even by default, I'm frightened. Cannonball when you need me. All
I do fuck with the verses.
Hope it doesn't cost me.
I just wish the rest of it had more to offer.
My legs, watch me fall when you need me. Even by default, dive right in, cannonball when you need me. Oh, dive
Damn, another solo. That's nice. Simple, but very nice.
Will I be there when you're ready? You hit the mark when you're petty, but I don't got nobody.
I don't know,
else
something
to
about this
trust.
album, minus that one high note he hit, it feels like he's restraining his voice in a way.
To hold you up when you're heavy. Don't have much, but you can have it all. Sweep my legs, watch me fall when you need me. Even by default, dive right in, cannonball when you need me. Oh, dive in. Oh, dive in.
Very slow outro. Okay. Very interesting riffage. Not what I thought it was gonna be, because this isn't even very close to like Born of Osiris stuff. This is kind of his own thing.
Ain't that a shame?
At least the Born of Osiris that I've heard.
My God, we're both to blame. All is lost. Know you're ashamed, but there's still a flame. There's still a fight. Surrender's lazy, dreaming and crazy. Think you could save me with one more night? Maybe we'll burn out blazing. Could be amazing for one more night. Ain't that a shame? Oh my God, ain't that a shame? Whoa, ain't that a shame? Oh my God, ain't that a shame? Surrender's lazy, dreaming and crazy. Think you could save me with one more night?
Not really feeling this one.
Maybe we'll burn out blazing. Could be amazing for one more night. Tell me a lie, say that you need me. I feel alive when you deceive me. 'Cause I got nothing. 'cause I got nothing left to lose. All that I had, I bet on you. Anything's better than the truth, so lie to me. Surrender's lazy, dreaming and crazy. Think you could save me with one more night? Maybe we'll paint our places. Could be amazing for one more night. Tell me a lie, say that you need
I do like that part.
feel alive when you deceive me.
Eh. Okay. Where's this going?
Nights on the beach, shooting bottle rockets in the sky. We never felt so high again. Unaware that we're all gonna die.
Okay.
Never crossed our minds. All we needed was a rooftop. If we could rally all the homies, we would be unstoppable.
I like that little second guitar in the background.
We can't buy even look at time. Everybody else has a fly-by runway.
I like this one a lot too.
Everybody else has a comment.
This one reminds me a little more of Dance Gavin Dance.
Never say to me, sticking, I'm just an empty satellite. Can't buy even look at time. Everybody pure in my world is with me. Fights every night and we never took the other side. I wanna feel that blind again. Bonding was the craze.
Feels summery.
All we needed was a bass drop. If we could ride till the morning, we would be unstoppable. All we need is a bass drop tonight. Time would tell as we lost our mornings. We'd get sucked into performing. Built our shells to defend our scoring all by ourselves. Time would tell as we lost our mornings. We'd get sucked into the boring lives we made to appease our yearning.
This one's my favorite so far. I don't feel like this one needed a solo, but it doesn't ruin it.
We can't buy even look at time. Everybody else has a fly-by runway. Can't buy every single night. Everybody else has a commented. Nothing you'll ever say to me, sticking. I'm just an empty satellite. Can't buy even look at time. Everybody pure in my world is with me. Nothing I'll ever make will fulfill me. I'm just an empty satellite.
Banger.
They're writing pages out of whispers. Not that it matters in the end. Maybe you'll paint my own existence. Yeah.
Okay.
Day 3, I'm focused, and day 4 can't help but despise myself.
A bit odd, but I'm curious.
Keep staring at the ether, waiting for some guidance. Traded in my favorite game to find a greater meaning in all the melodies spelled on someone else. Remember when you rattled my cage to show me that I was wide open. On our way down the mountain, kept me upright when I wanted to bend. On our way down the mountain, you made me the king of our descent. Waiting all my life to find it, didn't validate the grinding. When every drink I ever poured into my cup, I drank it. Waiting all my life to find it, didn't validate the grinding. When every ship I took the time to fasten up, I sank it.
I respect this one, but it's still not doing much for me.
Keep staring at the
But I get what it's trying to do.
for some guidance. Traded in my favorite game to find a greater meaning in all the melodies spelled on someone else. Remember when you rattled my cage to show me that I was wide open. Remember when you rattled my cage to show me that I defended when I was dependent on someone else. Now that we're shattered, I feel I can finally define myself.
Last song.
Now, because we live in a world that's so quantized, everyone can hear when it's out of tune because so much of the music we hear is so quantized, put in tune.
Boomer opinion. Filthy riff. Where have they been hiding this?
I'll be your marionette on my best behavior. Tucked down in your silhouette, maybe you can be my savior. Dropping new variants, feeding human nature. Save all my pirouettes for a time I'm scared of failure. Nothing in this world matters more to me than all my family. They made peace long ago with
That line felt a little
any
forced.
absence of my sanity. Stand on the backs of the children you won over. Stand on the backs of the
I like this chorus a lot.
you won over. 'Cause the music's hard as you're falling apart. The music's hard as you're falling apart. Drop your new variants, prey on human nature. Save all your pirouettes for a time you're scared of failure. Nothing in this world matters more to me than all my family.
I really hate how much Tillian repeats his lyrics. Really annoying.
Stand on the backs of the children you won over. Stand on the backs of the children you won over. 'Cause the music's hard
Yeah, this track has the best riff from the album for sure, but I just wish the rest of the song was as good. See, there we go. That's more like it. All right, cool little section. Where are we going? Took him long enough for a breakdown. I wish it wasn't just zeros. But whatever, at least we got one. All right, The Answer by Dead Air Divine. Let's talk about it. So, what did I think? I thought that there were tons of really cool ideas. Not so great execution for most of them. I feel like, honestly, I was really impressed by Lee McKinney. I know that I said I wasn't the biggest fan of Born of Osiris riffs, but he really brought some surprising shit in this record. A lot of it sounded very video gamey, like I mentioned during the first track. But there were just surprises all the way through, especially in that last track. I mean, that was one of my favorite riffs of the year so far. I just love the way it squeals and talks to you. I don't know who did the drumming either, but the drumming was also a very pleasant surprise. If it was a studio drummer or if it was just like a virtual instrument, if you know, let me know. Because if it's a studio drummer or a normal drummer for another band, I want to know who that is. Because I liked the way he kind of played in between the spaces of a lot of the riffs, especially, and I believe it was the third track. Tilian's vocals were alright. I mean, I've definitely heard better from him. I like his stuff in Dance Gavin Dance more because he comes at it from a more pop approach. And I feel like if you're going to do a big open, not big open, but like a chorus in general, a clean chorus, it's better to stick with the poppier ones than the rock ones in metal because I feel like you're going to want a lot more melodic variance with a good chorus. And I feel like there wasn't too much of that with his on this record. There were moments where he pleasantly surprised me for sure, though. Especially towards the end, and I think it was the third to last track. I really enjoyed what he did there. It reminded me, honestly, a lot of Dance Gavin Dance, something that would have been on, like, Jackpot Juicer or even the album before it. Yeah, I don't know, though. I mean, there were so many good ideas that I wish that they thought them through a little more and didn't just, slap vocals on it or slap a melody on it. Like, they actually sat and developed the ideas more because I feel like a lot of the songs kind of meander, or they repeat a lot of the same sections. They don't really expand on like the vibe that is brought in at the beginning of the song. So yeah, that just about sums up my thoughts on this record. What did you guys think of it? Let me know in the comments below. I read and respond to everything, like always. If you have a friend who you think might like this kind of music, give this a share to them. And if you want to see more of this beautiful face every day and listen to some good fucking music, then make sure you hit that subscribe button as well. That's going to do it for today's video, though. I'll see you guys in the next one.